Okay, back now to Veronica and Meighan as they move into the area of free valuation reports and just how reliable they are, or how reliable they're not.
Well, we're back with the copy of the book.
Oh, you got the book. Brilliant.
I'll even give you a discount. So if you're watching this and you'd like to actually get a copy, I'll give you 30% off plus free postage. That's a pretty good deal. You just have to go to getauctionready.com.au and the code to put in there at checkout is RETalk. Okay, RETalk, 30% off plus free postage, auction ready. Right, Meighan, you and I.
It's a good read, full of absolute nuggets of gold.
Well, thank you. Now, Meighan, you and I have created a free mini course, which we just mentioned a bit earlier as well, to teach buyers how to actually research property prices. And also in our research, we discovered how inaccurate those free reports are that banks and mortgage brokers hand out to their customers. Now, what were you most shocked by when we did that research?
I think it really showed how much it's throwing darts at a dartboard with your eyes covered when you use those auto vals or property reports. And we know that the people that are providing them are just trying to help. They're trying to help, but they're outside their area of expertise. And the thing that shocked me most when you and I did this exercise was we did 10 free property vals or auto vals or property reports. We did 10 from 10 different banks and brokers and so forth. And just to give you the context, the property sold for $740,000. The range of price indication on the 10 auto vals, the range was $299,000. Two of the auto vals didn't actually have the sale price within their range, their recommended range for the property. So someone may well have paid, if they were using that particular auto val, they may have paid well over what the property was worth based on the information provided in that auto val. So that to me was an absolute eye-opener, that there is no accounting for that personal in-depth research that you've got to do and have your feet on the ground. And that's what that mini course, with a free mini course that we created, is all about, is stripping back and really getting in-depth, intimate with the properties that are around, so that when you do find a property, you know how to use comparable sales to arrive at a reasonable assessment of what the property's worth today.
That was, yeah, I was about to say, it's fundamentally, it goes back to both you and I being sales agents many, many years ago before we became buyers agents. So, and you learn how to appraise a property properly.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a reputable agency that actually doesn't just press a button, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in RP Data or CoreLogic, you do actually have to go in and interpret those properties, because those ranges that are created by a computer, well, as we all know, you can walk into every house in one street and they're all different, you know, unless you're looking at cookie cutter sort of little boxes on the hillside in outer areas where they're all exactly the same and they're only a few years old. In those inner city suburbs, there's a lot of variety. And so understanding the detail and what properties are attractive to buyers and what aren't attractive to buyers, and what people will pay more for versus what they will pay less for. That's fascinating, but those AVMs can't look inside and see whether it's renovated or to what standard.
No, or what the natural light is like, or what the room sizes are like, or the flow, or the bones, the finishes, the features. Is there a large enough wardrobe space for the main bedroom? These are all things that affect price, and auto vals can't actually do that. But you and I both believe very strongly that there's no substitute for market knowledge, and a smart buyer will really needs to become an expert in their particular segment. What do you think is the quickest path for a buyer to take?
Well, you do have to get out there and look. I think, first of all, we advocate it too, that get online and actually have a look at what has sold. So many buyers actually don't do that. They look at what's currently on the market. And so then they're sort of tracking it as time goes by, as opposed to having a look at, say, the last 3 months and really getting a sense of where were prices sitting, then going out.
And you can get that free, can't you? You can
Yes.
actually access that information free online on realestate.com through the sold tab.
Yeah.
We were quite surprised at the number of people who didn't know that information existed and was freely available, but it's a really good place to start gathering your knowledge about what things are selling for.
I think too, a spreadsheet is really important, because it can get overwhelming and confusing, and you think, oh my God, and things like land size, things like aspect, things like, the renovation standard and date, and things like, you know, the characteristics or the architectural characteristics of a property. And there's just so many things that can get into be a real blur when you look at lots and lots of properties. It all becomes really fuzzy, and a lot of buyers get overwhelmed and confused. And often, so I've heard people say they go to a property after they've even bought it and they can't remember the detail of it. Where they bought.
Yeah. So true. Why we take about 100 photos whenever we go through a property for a client, because there's just no way you can organise your thoughts systematically unless you have some sort of process, a spreadsheet, good photos, notes on floor plans, you know, that systematic approach to making sure that you really know what you're looking at, and then can look back when you find something you like. You can look back on those notes on that spreadsheet and say, okay, well, I remember going through that one in Smith Street, and it sold for X dollars. This is a bit superior. Yeah, probably a little bit higher than that price in the current market. So it actually really is a wonderful tool to help you keep on top of prices and become a bit of an expert in the market.